Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Ellie Moon 95. Thanks for the suggestion, Ellie. You asked, who were the first people to practice tattooing? If you've ever looked at someone's ink and wondered, who came up with the idea of stabbing their skin with ink and calling it art? Well, you're not alone. Today, we're peeling back the layers of history and a little skin to uncover the origins of tattooing. So, whether you're rocking some ink yourself or just curious about how it all began, stick around as we trace the story of tattoos back thousands of years, from ancient rituals to Ötzi the Iceman, right here on Explaining Everything. First things first, what even is tattooing? For those living under a rock, or maybe just scared of needles, tattooing is the process of inserting ink into the skin to create a design that lasts forever. Yes, that forever part has led to both beautiful body art and a lot of regrets. But this isn't a new trend. Humans have been decorating themselves with tattoos for thousands of years. Long before Instagram, tattoos were used to tell stories, mark status, and occasionally make ancient people look like total badasses. Let's rewind 5,300 years to the Copper Age, when Ötzi the Iceman was walking around with 61 tattoos. Yes, 61. That's more ink than your average barista with an art degree. Ötzi's body was discovered frozen in the Alps in 1991, and while scientists were geeking out over his mummified remains, someone must have leaned in and said, "Wait, is that ink?" Turns out, it was. His tattoos weren't decorative though. Most of them were simple lines and crosses. Think less floral sleeve and more ancient barcode. Researchers believe his tattoos might have been a form of acupuncture or pain relief. Basically, Ötzi was walking around with the prehistoric version of a wellness tracker. Move over, Fitbit! Fast forward a few thousand years, and we find ourselves in Polynesia, the true innovators of tattoo culture. The word tattoo actually comes from the Polynesian word tatau, which means to mark. Polynesian tattoos weren't just random designs. They were intricate symbols that told a person's life story. Got a promotion? Tattoo? Survived a battle? Tattoo. Ate an entire coconut without sharing. Okay, probably not a tattoo, but you get the idea. These tattoos were applied using a bone or sharp tool dipped in ink, then tapped into the skin with a stick. Yes, they were literally hammered into you. Makes today's tattoo gun look like a luxury spa treatment. Meanwhile, in ancient Egypt, tattoos were all the rage, especially among women. Archaeologists have discovered mummies with tattoos of dots and lines arranged in geometric patterns. Theories suggest these tattoos could have been used for fertility, protection during childbirth, or just to show off their impeccable taste in body art. One thing's for sure, ancient Egyptian tattoos weren't for the faint of heart. Forget your tiny wrist heart. These were bold, visible tattoos that screamed, "Yes, I have ink, and no, I don't care what Ra thinks about it." Next up, let's meet the Scythians, nomadic warriors from the Eurasian steppe around 2,500 years ago. These guys were basically the rock stars of the ancient tattoo world. Their tattoos were works of art, featuring intricate designs of animals like deer, leopards, and mythical creatures. Why the obsession with animal tattoos? It's believed these designs symbolized strength, courage, and their connection to nature. Or maybe they just really loved wildlife documentaries. Either way, Scythian tattoos weren't just cool, they were status symbols. The more tattoos you had, the higher your rank in society. In ancient China, tattoos weren't exactly trendy. They were associated with criminals and outcasts. If you got caught stealing, you might end up with a tattooed mark on your face that said, "I'm bad at shoplifting." Not the best look. Japan, however, took tattooing to a whole new level. Around 300 CE, tattoos started appearing as elaborate works of art. These designs told epic stories and were often used by the Yakuza, Japan's infamous organized crime groups, as a sign of loyalty and toughness. Imagine walking into a room and knowing someone's life story just by glancing at their sleeve. Talk about wearing your heart and your gang affiliation on your sleeve. Let's not forget the incredible tattooing traditions of indigenous cultures around the world. The Maori people of New Zealand created stunning facial tattoos called moko, which represented their lineage, status, and identity. These weren't just tattoos, they were spiritual statements. Similarly, the Inuit people used tattoos to signify rites of passage, like entering adulthood or becoming a shaman. These designs were often applied by hand-poking soot into the skin. Yes, soot. If you think getting a tattoo with a needle hurts, try imagining it with burnt ash and a bone needle. So why did people in ancient times decide to tattoo themselves? The reasons were as diverse as the tattoos themselves. Some used them for healing, others for protection, and many as a way to mark important life events. But let's be real. Humans have always loved to express themselves, and tattoos are one of the most permanent ways to do it. Whether it was Ötzi with his therapeutic ink, Polynesians with their life stories, or Scythians showing off their animalistic bling, tattoos have always been about identity and connection. So, there you have it, a whirlwind tour of the world's first tattoo enthusiasts. From Ötzi the Iceman to Polynesian innovators, ancient Egyptians, and beyond, humans have been inking their stories for thousands of years. Would you rock one of Ötzi's minimalist designs? Or are you more of a Polynesian life story tattoo kind of person? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about. Here on Explaining Everything.